So here we are, day 5 of week 2 on this journey of rest. So since this entire week we've been talking about the vagus nerve, I just wanted to give you one more little thing, which, like the practice last week on Friday, was something that might be easier, I'm going to put that in quotation marks, to fit into your day-to-day. So the vagus nerve is also very interrelated with our voice. So I don't know if you can relate to the fact that there are some people that you talk to who have a very sort of monotone voice. How when you are stressed or activated or sad, the way your voice sounds even to you kind of changes. So one of the things that the vagus nerve is related to is this idea of how we modulate our voice and how if when we are activated, that has an impact on how our voice modulates, that by doing things as simple as humming, we can send a signal to our vagus nerve, to our nervous system, that we are okay, that we are in a safe place. And that kind of creates what is often called a feedback loop, right? So we get information from our environment, but also internally, that will create a state of activation, and that creates information that goes across and creates an entire chain reaction within our nervous system that is responding to whatever is in our environment. And sadly, when it comes to us humans, even what is happening in our head, our thoughts can set off that cascade of nervous system reactions. And one of the nervous system reactions we saw earlier during the week is this idea that your heartbeat can be elevated, or your breath can accelerate and maybe become very shallow, or your temperature is changed. And what we're talking about today is how your voice might change. A lot of the practices that we saw this week were how through our movement and through the breath slowing down as a result of our slow movement, that sends what is called a feedback loop. It gives information back to the nervous system to say, look, things are actually okay. So it can slow down the heartbeat. It can allow the breath to slow down again. It can maybe regulate the body temperature again, as opposed to being in that heated up place. And one of the other things that is related is the voice. So what is the practice? Here is the practice. And again, press pause, take a second to tune in, take a moment or two to notice, how are your muscles feeling? We spent a lot of time yesterday with muscles and tension in that pose. How is the breath doing? Where is my nervous system in terms of charge, in terms of the amount of energy that is being expended? And then where is that energy coming from? What emotions are tied to that energy, right? And then come back and do this little practice. And what you're going to do is you're going to close your lips, you're going to inhale, and you're going to hum. Only hum as long as your exhale is. And you're going to do it 1 or 2 more times. You're going to inhale, close your lips, and hum. So the idea is not that your breath needs to be started or finished at the same time mine is, but you just follow the flow of your exhale. And when you come to the natural end of your exhale, you inhale again, you close your lips, and you hum. You could do this in the shower. You could do this on the subway. Maybe people look at you a little bit weirdly. You can do this in your car in the middle of a traffic jam. You can even sing. Singing is another one of these ways that we can use our voice, and depending on the song that you are choosing, what often happens is we sing and we extend our exhale. And slowing down our exhale will regulate our breath. The humming itself will create all sorts of feedback loops to our vocal cords, to our nervous system, to our vagus nerve, and from our vagus nerve through the entire body to bring us back down. So do this little bee breath. It is called the bee breath in traditional yoga practices a few times. And then do another tune in. Has anything received a noticeable change in the way that it feels now relative to how it felt at the beginning? Have a wonderful weekend.